Most celebrities fail at business because they treat it like a hobby. They slap their name on a product, post an ad, and hope for a check. But Rick Ross did something completely different. He didn't just invest, he built an empire. Today, he owns dozens of Wingstop locations, and he's turned a fast food chain into a staple of his own personal identity. How did he move from rapper to franchise mogul? Let's break down the three-part strategy that turned his Wingstop gamble into a multi-million-dollar machine. First, brand alignment. Most people think Ross just advertised Wingstop. Wrong. He integrated it into his lifestyle. He turned lemon pepper wings into a brand identity. When you hear a Rick Ross song, you hear about Wingstop. When you see his interviews, he's talking about Wingstop. He didn't pay for expensive commercials. He made the brand part of his persona. For your business, the lesson is this. If your product doesn't match your story, it's just noise. When the product is the brand, the marketing becomes infinite. Second, the franchise model. This was his genius move. Most people fail because they try to invent something new. Ross went the other way. He bought into a system that was already working. Franchising gave him the supply chain, the marketing, the branding, and the proven operations. He didn't have to reinvent the wheel, he just had to scale it. He found a struggling location, brought in a team to fix the management, and turned it into a $1 million a year earner. He didn't waste time on startup risks, he bought a blueprint for profit. Third, the team. You cannot build an empire by yourself. Ross knew that. He famously involved his mother and sister in the operations of his franchises. By keeping the business within his family, he solved the biggest problem in business: trust. He built a structure that worked even when he was on tour or in the studio. That's what separates a hustler from a mogul. A mogul builds systems that outlive them. Rick Ross didn't win because he had the most money. He won because he treated his business like an asset, not a side hustle. So, I have to ask you, are you building a system or are you just chasing a paycheck? Let me know in the comments. What's one business model you've always wanted to franchise? If you want to see how to start building your own passive income machine, hit that subscribe button and check the link in the description. See you in the next one.